Final guest is the only person below White Holiday in the Comicsgate phone book. It's my favorite failed clone of Peter Sametti. The YouTube WyzGyz. How you doing, Conrad? Welcome to the show.
Hello. Welcome to WyzGyzEntertainment. This is your host, Wyman. We are joined today by Dragon Multimedia LLC, or C. Katini. Is that how it's pronounced?
Wow, yeah, you got it right the first time.
All right. Right on. How are you?
Doing good. It's been a couple months since I was talking about my project, and it's been a lot, I tell you. There's been so many changes behind the scenes. There's so much work that's been going on, and it's been crazy the past couple months.
All right. Now, as I recall, whoops, hold on. Ew. As I recall, I first heard about your campaign on another stream. I think, if I remember, Piper hosted it.
Yeah, that was the launch stream.
Yeah. So that's pretty exciting. And I know I was real excited to back it. So on the first campaign, correct me if I'm wrong, we didn't... did it get funded? I don't think it did.
No. What happened was, basically, we got to 2K, but it was decided as a team that if we didn't get the 4K, that we would refund everybody out of good faith. We would go back and fix some of the issues we had from the first one, basically.
All right. Now, was that if it didn't meet 4K at the end of the first 30 days of funding, or after the...
It was the first.
Okay. All right.
We just decided not to extend.
All right, gotcha. Yeah, that must have been a tough decision.
It was, but I think it was for the better.
Ah, all right. So you did feel that to some degree there were issues that you needed to iron out some more?
Yeah, it was definitely, like, the momentum that was there plummeted.
Oh, dang. That sucks.
And personally, looking back, it definitely gave me time to really develop with everybody in the community so that they would know who I am. Not to mention, I was able to really experience some of the other streams that I might not have before.
Oh,
and
all right.
With the knowledge from the first campaign, now that it went through and it's all done, I could basically learn from what I did right and what I did wrong and basically put it into the second campaign, the relaunch, basically.
Nice. Yeah, I was totally bummed that the first one didn't work out, but I'm excited that you guys are relaunching, so that's pretty cool. So before we go much further, would you mind like sharing some of your background? Like, what is your quote unquote origin story? What kinds of things were you into growing up? Were you into cartoons, toys, comic books, movies? And what were the major milestones in your life and career that led you down this path to becoming an independent creator?
So I was a huge comics reader back in my day. I stopped as I lost interest, and I moved on to stuff like Go Animate, for example, back in 2014, after I joined YouTube inadvertently in 2011. And I met friends like Geo and Studio POKS, which we teamed up and we created what was at the time known as Wild Animation Network, which was a whole network of creators to work on projects. After basically we all left Go Animate, I did various types of projects before creating what would become Dragon Multimedia LLC in early 2021. I reunited with my friends to work on Astronaut Reborn, which resurrected Modern Animation Network. And I also rediscovered my love for comics. After reading comics like the Sonic comics for so long, I decided to make my own, starting development on my own project called Shyft.
Sweet. So do you consider yourself like a jack of all trades, or are you more heavy into storytelling, or are you more into drawing?
I'm more into storytelling.
Now, are you one of those who is, I guess, as they describe, a voracious reader, where you consume everything you can and then find what you're interested in and focus more on that genre, if you will?
Yes and no at times. Usually I like to see if it's any good first before I make my own judgments, because I don't want to walk into crap, honestly.
True, yeah. You don't want to spend time on stuff that isn't all that good. Let me see. Let me check something here real quick. Where did my... Oh, man, these are hard to see. So how long has the idea of Shyft been in the works?
Since about 2020.
2020. Okay, all right. And how did you come up with it?
So sorry, I'm trying to remember.
Not a problem.
Because
was it like influences from books you'd previously read? Some of your favorite franchises, maybe?
Oh, definitely. I've always loved comics. And since I have first read the Sonic comics as a kid, I even have some of the IDW Sonic comics before I jumped off at home. But I've always wanted to tell my own stories. And with the help of my dog Bianca and my dad introducing me to comics as a kid, I got to work on my first project.
Cool. Now, tell me more about this first project.
So, Shyft is going to be an all-age comic by Dragon Multimedia LLC. The series was created by me back in 2020, and it's gone through various versions. The first campaign, the comic was being written by Michael Onan, who helped out with the campaign. It was going to be drawn by Ringo and Laura. However, over the course of a few months, Michael was dealing with something, so he left on his own terms. I wish him the best, especially with his current projects. Ringo left because he had a day job, and Laura's on and off helping out. So currently, the comic is going to be drawn by two new individuals.
Oh, all right.
The artist will be Ninja Haku.
Okay.
And the colorist is actually, we're in talks right now to get Oliver on board.
Oliver. Is that... Wait, is that 656 Comics?
Yes.
Oh, all right. Nice. Very nice. And how do you generally go about finding talent? Like, some people, they're up and coming wannabe creators, but they don't know where to begin. Like, do you look for talent on Fiverr? Do you go to Facebook groups? Do you go on Twitter and look at the conversation going back and forth and discussions on comics?
Honestly, it's a bunch of ways, because sometimes I like to look at sites like Fiverr and maybe Upwork and stuff like that, but other times I like to spread my wings at times. Sometimes I look at ArtStation or Twitter or Facebook.
Oh yeah.
Because it's a wide selection, especially comparing the free sites. Like, you never know what you're going to get, so you always got to start looking.
Yeah, that's a good point. Let's see. Now, let me see. Let me check back on this here. So, is the relaunch of Shyft more or less your first campaign, or have you done some other ones on crowdfunding sites, whether it be Indiegogo or Kickstarter or similar?
Shyft will be my first. The relaunch is going to be my second. But Shyft was the first campaign I did ever.
I'm trying to checking something out real quick.
Not a problem.
So with this relaunch, are you effectively retelling the same story of the original issue 1, or do you make any changes to the story itself?
As of right now, the idea with Volume 1 is that we combine issue 1 and issue 2.
Okay, all right. So how many pages are we talking?
We're looking at 48 and potentially 24 if we do a side story, but as of right now, I'm still fully figuring it out.
So you mean to say, if I understand correctly, that you might do a 48-page book which comprises issues 1 and 2, and then as I don't know, maybe a stretch goal or an extra thing you can pick up, you might have a 24-page additional book.
Yeah, the side story would be a stretch goal.
All right. And would the side story be like that of an ash can, or actually, you know what? 24 pages, that's like a whole other floppy, isn't it?
Yes, but it could be an ash can. I'm still figuring it out. Because obviously my focus is on what is basically the first issue and getting that done. And once that's done, I'll start really pushing the campaign. Because by then, I'll have more to show, and I might even have a physical floppy. Because of what the Indiegogo will be if it doesn't fund this time.
So how far along is the project so far, would you say? Like if you were to cover how much of the story is written versus how much of the pencils are done, the inks, the colors, the lettering. Well, I guess the lettering would be saved till towards the end.
As of right now, the story is done. Like, the script's already been written. As of right now, it's being inked and penciled. And I also brought on an editor to help out.
Cool. I always recommend any project have an editor because they can be invaluable as a second set of eyes, or a third set, fourth set, depending on how many people you have working with.
Definitely.
With you reviewing it. Because when the creator is focused on their project, they can get myopic, and they might miss basic spelling or grammatical errors, and more importantly, the flow of it, the pacing, and the consistency of the story, making sure things jive right. Welcome, Hicks Villain.
Thanks for showing up, Hicks.
I'd be careful with adding more story pages as a stretch goal. It rarely works out well from my experience.
Mm-hmm. That's definitely some great feedback. I'll take it into account definitely when I'm considering it.
So you're in the inking stages now. Is your artist or are your artists traditional or digital?
Digital.
Oh, okay. With it being your first campaign, are you planning on including anything by the way of like tchotchkes, like extras beyond the book itself?
You were cutting out. What was that?
Were you, with it being effectively your first issue, your first book, do you anticipate including any what they might call tchotchkes or extra things, stickers, patches, magnets, or are you going to focus solely on the book and or the additional ash can?
The idea with the new campaign is that if Volume 1 doesn't fund, it will just be relegated to just the first issue floppy with those extras to compensate for the price. But if it does fund, those extras will be stretch goals instead.
Wait. So if it doesn't fund versus if it funds, so are you going to this time around go a full 60 days of funding regardless of whether it
Correct.
instead of evaluating at the halfway point like you did on the first campaign?
Correct.
Okay. Yeah, because as I understand it, and I don't know all the behind the scenes of how the campaign works from the back end, but in order to go in demand, you'll need to ensure that you're fully funded.
Oh, absolutely.
If I remember correctly, and yeah, by all means, correct me if I'm wrong, on your original campaign, you included, what did you have plushies?
Yes. I'm currently... Unfortunately, right now, the plushie company that I'm working with, I'm still waiting on an update from them.
Oh, okay.
I've been in contact with them for months. I've been trying to get anything back from them about the prototype. And all I've been hearing was excuses and excuses. As of right now.
dear. Oh, dear.
So I don't know if I'm going to switch or... That's why I'm not really talking about it as much right now with the plushies, because I'm trying to get that sorted before I even start talking about them.
Gotcha. Yeah. I just remember being something I was on board for. But
absolutely, it's a real damn shame because I really like the render, that plush, and I really would have loved to have it in hand to show you, but unfortunately, I'm still waiting.
Oh man, it's kind of weird how companies aren't like forthcoming and transparent as they should be. But I don't know, maybe they're running into hiccups themselves.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, just to reiterate, you said that are you going to actually break it up into 2 30-day rounds of funding, and or are you going to do a full 60?
I think as of right now, we're looking at a first full 60, but it always could change because once I start really making the campaign everything, I'll fully decide.
Right.
Because the main focus is on the project.
Mm-hmm.
I want to get at least the first issue floppy done so I can show people what it would be if the thing isn't funded.
So with it being the first 2 issues, you're actually intending to do 2 separate floppies? You're not going to do like one combined?
It will be combined.
Oh, it will be combined. Okay. All right. You're just talking about like behind the scenes, the progress of issue 1.
Yes.
Okay. All right. All right. Good deal. Are those dogs?
Oh
like,
yeah,
so
my
like,
little golden actually walked by.
where's my screen time? Where's my screen time? Very cool. So we're looking at so if you were to look at the entire project of the book itself, and you were to come up with like a percentage of what the progress is, would you say you're somewhere around 10-20%?
I would say so. Yes.
Okay. What is your storytelling style? Do you write in novelization? Do you write in movie script? Do you go straight to comic strip writing?
I think one of the things that me and Odin did when we were developing the script was... Sorry. I got a little caught up there. So, Michael helped out with the writing of the script in the campaign, and he added some notable set pieces and character arcs that weren't in the original outline. So he's the one that did most of the writing for issue 1, as I was just the outliner, or at least the original one.
So now, does all the story fall on you now?
Yes.
So are you doing outlines? Are you basically working from outlines and using them to provide to the artist to work from, or do you get super ultra detailed and do like, I don't know, paragraphs for each panel to super flesh it out? Or how much freedom are you giving to the artist to, do their interpretation of your written word?
It's more of a mix, because as I'm also helping out on layouts when I'm communicating with the artist, I try to make sure that with the script I have, while it is very detailed, I want to make sure that the artists do have they do have a little bit of freedom. However, obviously, I want to make sure that the page is readable, and I want to make sure that the comic turns out the best it can be. So there always is freedom, but I also make sure that the layouts and pencils are all good before we go to the inking.
Oh, sure, yeah. You got to get those approved beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome, Greg.
How you doing, Greg?
Good
to see ya.
Welcome. Just woke up.
Welcome.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for popping in. So besides the fact you're doing layouts and stuff like that, do you like to work in outline form? Give the artists a general feel for what is called for in the panel. Like, all right, I've got this character facing this character. We're looking over the titular character's shoulder. We've got the camera from this angle, and they're saying such and such. Something like that.
It's not as detailed as that.
Okay. All right. I need coffee.
Don't we all?
I literally just made myself a new pot that I'm going to start on. Refill my 64-ounce mug. So we got that. Are you like super organized? Do you like lay out all the stages of a project on not necessarily a pivot table or an access database, but do you have things laid out so you go, all right, by this date, I need to have this much completed of the pencils, the inks, the
Yes.
lettering, stuff like that?
How it works is we all communicate through Slack, which is the business version of Discord, basically. And we use it to communicate. Everybody's there, the anchor, the artist, me, the editor, basically everybody's there. And we all communicate on who's doing who, and it's a great process because we really like communicating with each other, and we always make sure that we do meet the deadlines.
Nice. At Hicksville, and true story about the extra pages. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me.
So, what is he referring to, though? I'm curious. Is it like a campaign or multiple, or?
Back to Hicksville's comment earlier about being careful about adding more story pages as a stretch goal, and about it rarely working well from his experience. From the earlier comments in the stream.
Well, I know that, but Hicks, if you're still there, can you tell me what campaign that was? Because I'm very curious to hear about it.
And then, excuse me, let me see here. Be sure and let me know if you happen to have any like sample interiors or character sketches or concept sketches that you wanted to share from the campaign.
Okay, so I do have 2 things to show.
Nice. Well,
there are some things I can't fully reveal yet, since
Right.
they weren't revealed publicly yet.
Oh, all right. Yeah, we don't want any spoiler material.
But let me pull it up.
And while you're working on that, let me go ahead and bring up this early sign-up pre-launch campaign here. Shyft Volume 1, Eye of the Spider. Welcome to an anthropomorphic world of wonder and fantasy. The adventure starts here in Shyft. Let's play the trailer here.
It's mute.
Yeah, I see that.
Two shapeshifters.
I have
no doubt you heard of them. Everyone has at one point. Werewolves, vampires, the million variations we have yet to discover. The idea of living alongside those creatures is fascinating. But what if you are one? My name is Sunny, and I am a shifter.
Is that the one from the original campaign?
Yes. I'm still working on a new one.
All right. Right on. I like that. I like the voiceover too. Pretty neat. Oops. Hold up. Let's see. All right, there it goes. So be sure and sign up now if you haven't already. Punch in your email mark the box, hit the sign up button, and don't forget there's actually a second part to the process of signing up on pre-launch page, and that's you go to your email, that email mailbox that you entered here, and be sure and click on the link to verify that you do want to be added to the list, and then you're officially on the sign up list. And by signing up now, you can get access to behind the scenes looks and exclusive perks. So Dragon Multimedia presents Shyft Volume 1. Welcome to the anthropomorphic world of, is it pronounced Shiabia? Or is it Shabia? I missed it. Oops, did I lose you?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Phew. Anyway, it's pronounced Shiobia. You got it right the first time.
Shiabia. All right, cool.
Again, you really are doing great on these pronunciations. You got it right the first time. That's already twice.
Sunny is a normal girl, as far as normal goes on her world, at least, at face value. But she has a secret. She's a rare being with the ability to transform into a more powerful being. At the heart of her ability lies a question. What is a shifter? Did you, when you were coming up with the concept and the story behind it, did you like put together like character, like did you sketch them out, what you had in mind? Or
yes, I did have character mock-ups from before.
Okay, all right. Cool. This is Sunny. Sunny is the hero of our story, and she's been training most of her life for something more. But things are a bit different when that something crashes through her work. What is a shifter, or a shift for short? At the heart of our story is the question, what is a shift? Short answer is simple. A creature with the ability to shift its appearance to a more durable, animalistic one. For the long answer, well, sign up now for behind-the-scenes looks and exclusive perks. By signing up, you'll also receive the latest updates and news from the campaign. Sweet. Okay, so, excuse me. Higgs Villain says, the prime example might just be Wreck Planet. EVS is going way over the pages he originally planned. In the long run, it'll look great, but it also stretches out how long we'll get it. Oh, I guess there was an echo in the audio.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I noticed that too.
I missed it. Was it the echo in the
It was the trailer.
Oh, okay. All right. Shinobi Sasquatch is another great example. Shinobi Sasquatch was one of the best looking books, and everyone was hyped for it, and it's still not done, and everyone who backed is pissed.
Those are definitely two great examples. I actually was doing research for a joke. I forgot the joke, but I do remember I was confusing Bigfoot knows karate for Shinobi Sasquatch. So when I brought it up, nobody actually acknowledged the joke, and I guess I know why. Because people still aren't happy and they didn't get the book yet. So,
wow.
But these are two great examples, though. I do thank you for bringing them up, chat.
I didn't. Yeah, Higgs Villain brought up one and Greg brought up the other. I was, man, I thought I heard an update that Shinobi. Oops, hold on. Sorry.
It's probably the creator.
No.
He wants a word of you.
I thought I heard something about them finally starting to fulfill, but that must be a different book. That's kind of a bummer. People are still waiting for that. Wow. Yep. Art stoppage didn't help either. Welcome, Frog G. An early morning stream.
Welcome. How you doing?
Welcome, Frog G. An early morning stream. Something shifty is going on here. Oh my gosh, I love puns. Thanks for dropping the links for Shyft Volume 1. Gun Demon number 1, Devil's Overture. Hell yeah. Let me see here. Tickle the algorithm. Smash the like. Dingle the bells and subscribe. Indeed. My research and development taught me that many, or most, backers like stretch goals that improve the quality of the book, such as UV or foil covers.
Thanks for the advice, Greg. Yeah, I'll definitely keep that in mind.
I agree with that. I'm into those types of stretch goals. Mm-hmm. I mean, especially on the first campaign, you don't have to go balls out. You don't have to go with additional story pages.
That is true.
That's something you could save for something down the road. Let me see here.
I'm always one who wants to make sure that if I bring out a product, it's worth the money. Because I want to make sure that if I give like a volume 1 book, I want to give people a book that they'll love to go back to and want to read. Which is one of the biggest hurdles when doing the story with Odin, because it's like, how are we going to make sure that people are hooked right in? Being a fantasy-based world, it's definitely something we had to consider, and yeah.
The Brain Cage channel is off of our 7-day ban today, so we'll be streaming later. You're welcome to be a guest, Dragon.
Thanks for the invite, Greg.
Nice.
If I have time, I'll probably hop on. Otherwise, have a great stream, you guys.
Very cool. 7-day ban. What the heck happened? Did you guys play some video that YouTube copyright claimed you on or something? 7 days. Wow. Yeah, there's the link for Brain Cage's YouTube. Right on. All right, so your project is looking to be about 20% complete. You're shooting for either 2 30-day rounds of funding or 1 60-day round of funding. And are you looking, have you thought about yet or finalized whether you're going to do a fixed goal or a flexible goal?
I'm thinking about it because, as I brought up before, I was thinking about if we don't fund, it will be the 1-issue floppy. But at the same time, with the first campaign, one of the biggest issues was that we needed the 4K to fund. We didn't get it, and I had to refund everybody. And while it did definitely raise the goodwill because I stuck to my word, I can't change it if I launch the Indiegogo. So it's something I'm definitely considering. But as of right now, I'm focusing mainly on the book, which is one of the biggest things I neglected during the first campaign.
Well, where was your focus on the first attempt?
It was mainly getting the campaign ready because the campaign was going to be the financing for issue 1.
Okay. So it's still in the works as to whether you'll go fixed versus flexible.
Correct.
All right. Because some creators will view flexible as being, all right, regardless of whether I fully fund or not, this project's coming out and give it hell or high water. I'm gonna,
of course.
I'm gonna fulfill to whoever does back. Whereas fixed is I hardcore need this minimum amount in order to complete this project to cover all my expenses. And if I don't get it, I'm going to refund everyone. And then, I'll work on a relaunch down the road.
Mm-hmm.
Have you decided? Oh, go ahead.
There's also the fact that even if I did the flexible and we didn't make the goal, and I reverted to issue 1, I know that some backers might feel misled. So I'm like, is it really worth doing that? So the one I brought before was just an idea, but obviously it's still in development, the Indiegogo. So
right.
I'm still thinking of ideas, thinking if they'll work out, and really making sure that the Indiegogo can be the best it can be.
Yeah, also with flexible, it's not always a matter of the creator, fulfilling regardless of whether it fully funds. In some cases, flexible can also mean the creator reaches out to the community in the updates tab, for example, of the campaign, and says, look, unfortunately, we didn't fund despite our efforts. What would you guys prefer? Do you want me to keep the funds and apply it towards a relaunch? So we have a better chance of getting this funded, or do you want me to fulfill what I can right now to those who did manage to back?
Oh, absolutely. Community is definitely something that you always have to take into account with the crowdfunding campaign. It's one of the big things that I learned from the first one, definitely, that you can't bite the hand that feeds you. And if the community wants to support you and give you feedback, you have to take it into account fully.
The first campaign was a solid FAIL. A first attempt in learning. Oh, that's a good way to put it.
Definitely.
First attempt in learning. I've seen Connery take some tough advice and retool his approach. I think the second attempt will do much better.
Mm-hmm. Thanks, Foggy.
Yeah, I mean, that's something that some creators can't take, criticisms and feedback, and sometimes that kind of stunts their growth and prevents them from really taking it to heart, really understanding where they're coming from, what they're recommending, suggesting.
Definitely.
Yeah. To set the pride aside and be willing to really listen is a good trait.
Mm-hmm. I mentioned this once before, but sometimes you always have to take all feedback into account, because even if it's not good, the intentions are there for people to help. So you always have to take them in, because who knows? Maybe it could be a good idea after all. You never know unless you try it.
Right. So have you gotten to where you have a busy schedule to where you're scheduled to be on a bunch of different streams to promote the book, promote the pre-launch?
A little bit, yes, but obviously with me focusing on the book a lot more than I did before, the focus has been on the book, and I really do mean it, because there hasn't been as much focus on the Indiegogo or streams yet, which is why I haven't been as around and mainly been in chats, honestly. Okay. Because I want to make sure that I put the best foot forward with the comic. And once issue 1 is done, I want to basically have some more to show so we can really get this Indiegogo on the right foot. And once it's all dealt with, then I'll start working more on the Indiegogo and the streams and everything, because I want to know what I'm talking about first before I really push for people to support my Indiegogo, because I'm like, it's how I am with all crowdfunding. Cause I'm like, who are you and what is your project? Why should I support your project? And it's something that I learned from the first campaign, that you have to give people a reason to support you and your project. So
True. So when you launched the first attempt, was the ability to create the book contingent on getting funded, or were you trying to get some of it done out of pocket?
yes, it was contingent, but once the first campaign failed, what happened was I refunded the money, and then I got a little side job. So I was able to fund basically what I'm doing right now, getting issue 1 done. But if I want issue 2 done, then more or less it's got to be from crowdfunding.
Okay, which is, the purpose of crowdfunding. Mm-hmm. Not everyone, maybe even the majority of the creators out there, don't have the luxury of paying out of pocket to get most or all of your book done before pre-launch.
Definitely. It's a blessing I was even able to get the side job, but obviously it can only do so much, unfortunately. So
Right. And but on the flip side, there are people out there, backers who actually prefer the campaigns where they know their backing is actively directly benefiting your ability to create the project. So,
that is true, but again, one of the biggest issues during the first campaign was the unclear, flexible funding, which that one hampered the first campaign, which is why I'm a bit mixed on whether I should go for it or not, because there's the issue 1 idea, but at the same time, it went so well the last time. So once I'm more in development for the Indiegogo, I'll finalize that stuff, and then I'll have more of an answer.
Gotcha. Yeah. I mean, down the road, as it becomes more successful, then you'll probably be able to start taking funds from the previous campaign, apply it towards the next one, get a head start on the book.
Absolutely.
So there's less pressure on you during the duration of the campaign, so you could do more promotion and things like that.
Definitely.
Are you comfortable sharing what you are planning to mark as your funding goal on the campaign, or is that still being worked out?
As of right now, we're looking at 2K.
Okay.
As a safe little goal to get funded, but obviously that's taking into account that originally we had it at 4K.
Mm-hmm.
So, as Prodigy said, it was a first attempt in learning, so there's a lot to sort out.
Yeah, there are a whole lot of campaigns out there that don't get funded the first time. And that's one of the reasons I even started my channel, because there's so much talent out there that I want to help see them succeed. And maybe if I can do my small part in getting more eyeballs on things, then maybe they'll stand at least a slightly slightly better chance of getting funded.
Absolutely.
And let's see here. So it sounds like you're, since you're talking about 24, 48. So you're talking about issues 1 and 2 for this campaign, and the 2 stories will be combined into 1 so far.
Correct.
And that's probably going to be a floppy, I take it?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So it'll be stapled. That's cool. Trying to figure out.
Though chances are, with the advice I was given, we could potentially... I might upgrade the material as a stretch goal, but I think one of the biggest things is making sure that the book's done first. So get issue 1 dealt with, fund for issue 2, get issue 2 done, combine them. If I can improve the material, great. If not, is what is.
All right.
It's a learning experience.
Good deal. So the story of Shyft is like hardcore fantasy, right?
Yes.
And it's effectively her origin story as she learns about that. Number 1, she's a shifter and what it means to be a shifter.
Yes.
Same story. Do you envision this as being an ongoing series? Is this like your baby, your primary IP for your studio?
Correct. It will be an ongoing series.
Nice. Are you looking for it to be like a color cover and black and white interiors, or what are you shooting for?
You were cutting out. What was that?
Are you looking for this to be color cover and black and white interiors?
No. It will be a fully colored comic.
Oh, really? Okay.
The reason why the inks are on the page just inks and no color is that it's a work in progress, and we really want to show, well, me and the team really want to show the new artwork.
Okay. I know sometimes campaigns, especially the earlier campaigns, they'll go, all right, we're starting off with our project being black and white. If we hit this stretch goal, then we're going full color. And sometimes they go, all right, I'm selling this as a black and white comic, but I want to do a color cover. So those are other alternatives and stuff that creators.
Oh, absolutely.
Welcome, Lola. How are you?
How you doing, Lola? Great to see you here.
Yo, Tank Ferret, what's up?
How you doing,
Morning,
Tank?
beautiful bastards.
It's great to see you too.
Lola's YouTube. Thank you. Frog G, hey, morning. Yeah, people are not used to me streaming in the mornings. I've been kind of out of it, but
certainly. I saw that there was the Ace, I believe, is scheduled for tonight.
I think that's right. Yeah, I'm.
First book was great, so can't wait for volume 2.
Yeah, I've got a lot of stuff scheduled now. Getting back into the promotional game.
That is true.
Let's see what else. What am I missing? All right. So you tell me, what am I missing?
You wanted me to show some
right.
model
Yeah.
sheets and
Yeah, what do we got going?
so since everything is a work in progress, I don't want to share too much due to spoilers.
Sure. Yeah.
So let me pull up. Let me see.
Out of curiosity, again, I don't have any experience on the back room of Indiegogo. Do you find it an easy user interface, or do you find it confusing?
It's pretty easy. There is a little bit of a learning curve learning how everything works, but once you know the hang of things, it's certainly an easy process.
I don't know if it's changed, but after talking with a lot of creators who use the platform, there's an interesting thing where if you put up a tier, a backer level, a tier, what's the other term? Oh, shoot. Anyway, let's say you put up a perk. I guess that's the other term. And you realize you forgot to include...
oh, geez.
If you forgot to include a screenshot, maybe, or you had some typo in it. And
I don't believe you could change them after a backer snatches it. So
yes.
I learned from the first campaign.
Yes, exactly. So the workaround, as I understand from what everyone's telling me, is you hide it, and then I don't know if you could hit a duplicate button, or you basically create a new one, but you have to give it a slightly different name so that, otherwise it won't let you create a new perk. And then you make a correction on the one that you do make visible. And then you just keep track of the one that has the backer on it.
Well, that's good to know.
So at least there's some form of workaround if you get caught in that situation.
Apologies, my golden was acting nuts again.
Do you have multiple dogs?
At home, yes, but not here.
Okay, all right. I thought I might have heard two different dog voices.
It might have been just the echo from the trailer.
No.
Anyway, so here is one of the pages, the non-spoiler ones. Here we go.
Okay.
And this is from Ninja Haku, our new artist. So it's very stylized.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we got a cityscape. So that's the one on the pre-launch page.
Yes.
Did someone say the Ace Volume 2? Have you seen my ash can?
No, I have not, but I certainly will take a look at it. Thanks for sharing it.
Lola's asking, who is working on this with you, Connery?
Well, that is a great question. So, sorry, my dog was going around again.
I think your dog wants.
He wants.
I think I think he wants to be on your lap.
Seriously, not now. My bad. Unfortunately, the current relocation hasn't been great for streaming, but basically, I'm the creator and the outliner. Mike Roda helped with writing the script and the original campaign, which in turn, he added some notable set pieces and character arts to the script. Ringo and colorist Laura Adams were the heart and soul of mainly helping out with the character designs and also doing a couple of the covers. And the new anchor and penciler Ninja Haku is doing the interior art alongside, if things work out, Oliver as the colorist. Both will bring their unique style to this fantastic world.
All right. All the ladies say Tank has a great looking ash can.
Well, that's good to know.
Point taken. Greg's making breakfast. Nice. Cool stuff.
And so here is another example of an art. I don't want to go too spoilish, as I mentioned before, so...
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
This is a little panel.
Oh, all right. Nice silhouette.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, our artists are very talented, and I really can't wait to see this colored. So...
And if I remember, all your artists are digital.
Yes.
I know it's too early to be talking about it, but down the road, you might, like on maybe the third or fourth campaign, you might explore the possibility of seeing you can get like original art included in the campaign.
If I'm not mistaken, Ringo did have some traditional pages. I probably will have to communicate with him and see if he wants to sell those pages or not, because it's completely up to him at this point.
Okay.
But if I can, I'll certainly put it on the campaign. If not, Ringo will decide whatever he wants to do with it, honestly, since it's his decision at this point.
Yep. Was there any other imagery or concept sketches you wanted to share today?
I do have some character model sheets. Hey, chat, do you want to see the model sheets or?
All right, so.
You're cheating, Wise.
Model shit. Model sheets.
Well, at least it's not as cheating as Neff was doing the Red Valkyrie stream. Well, he won a bingo because he super chatted.
Oh, were you guys playing some sort of bingo?
Yeah, Froggy's bingo. My backstage pie is allowed.
Oh, wait. So was this a bingo game for people in the backstage?
It was Red Valkyrie's member stream.
Oh.
We were doing a fun bingo.
Oh, all right. Right on. Cool. Fun stuff. All right. We'll just chill a little bit, see if anyone else responds to the anticipation of model sheets.
Man, I really should have brought the model kits.
Model kits? What? What do you mean model kits?
Because it kind of sounds like a model sheet.
Oh, all right. Red Valkyrie membership includes a member's bingo card.
It also includes backstage pie, but all that happened was I got splat in the face with it.
And yes to the model sheets. We got 2 votes.
Okay.
Everyone else is busy making breakfast. So what is your favorite part or the most exciting part to you about crowdfunding your own book? I know you're still new to it, you're still learning, but what is the most fun or exciting part about the whole experience? Any part of it?
My favorite part. Honestly, my favorite part is being able to create something that I could call my own.
Nice.
And it's also meeting great people along the way, because if it weren't for so many people on the project, I might not have become the person I am today, and might not have gotten the feedback that would have. Well, yeah. Sorry, I lost my thought there, but basically, I'm somewhat happy that the first campaign went the way it did, because it taught me a lot of things that I probably would have learned later on down the road. So I'm like, better I learn now than later on.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good way to look at it. What is your least favorite part of the whole crowdfunding comics experience?
Having to face your mistakes.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Especially when it's done by basically yours truly. Trust me, there's so many things that, looking back, I did wrong. They're like, how did I screw that up? And I'm not going to blame anyone else for it. I'm going to blame myself, because, again, most of the issues stem down to me. I'm the guy who's the yes man. There's no one else to blame.
At the same time, yeah, you got that. At the same time, you also have to look at it where look at all the stuff you've done and experienced along the way. There are lots of people who think about, oh, it would be cool to make a comic, but they never get past that. They don't take any action that leads them to getting to where you are even.
Mm-hmm.
So
of course.
That's many unfulfilled dreams for some people, you know? Because
I'm extremely gifted, but at the same time, even those who are gifted need to learn that, well, with great power comes great responsibility, basically.
Do we have any more votes in chat for model sheets? Come on. Take a pause from making coffee and scrambling eggs. Let's get some more
guesses. So what I'm going to bring up is, let's see here. This one might be cool. So let's do this one. This is a sketch model sheet that was done by Ringo.
Yes, model sheets. We got 3 votes. Hicksville said, sure. 4 votes. Huzzah. All right. All right.
So this is a little sketch of some of the characters. Some of them aren't the final designs. Like, Adelina got redesigned and Cordette a little bit of redesign, but these are just some sketches.
I don't know them by name yet. You have to bear with me.
Fortunately, their name's next to the sketches.
Oh, yeah, but it's so small I can't read it. And it is... from my view, is kind of like, let me see something here. Still hard for me to see. Bits and some areas, it looks like the lines are broken, so I'm having trouble reading any of it. But looking at the characters, they look pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely one of the great things about having Ringo on board was he had a very unique character style that's really giving the book a great 2000s-esque feel, and it's great to have him, at least even for just the character designs and the covers. It was such an honor to work with him, so...
Would it be accurate to say this is a little... Oh, wait. Does the... Let's see. So, right of center, this female cat-looking creature, is that a fox with multiple tails?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay.
But that was a prototype, though.
Okay. Because I think there's a character something like that in anime as well, or manga.
Yeah, I think you're referring to Naruto.
Possibly. I just know from some cosplays I've seen.
Mm-hmm.
They're pretty cool looking, though.
Mm-hmm. These were just the prototypes because there were some that weren't revealed yet, so I don't want to spoil it too much, so I just brought up the prototype one.
Cool. Right on. Awesome.
Because I do have some done character sheets that was seen before, even on the pre-launch page, but I don't want to reveal everything already, so...
Keeping it close to the chest.
Mm-hmm.
I see. How dare you? No, just kidding. So let's, was there anything I might have missed that you wanted to cover that we hadn't discussed yet? Anything else?
I think that's it, honestly.
Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and play the trailer once more, and then we'll wrap things up. Oops. Oh, that's right.
Make sure it doesn't echo this time.
Yeah, hopefully it doesn't. Oh, you know what? Maybe if I turn down my speaker volume. All right, so let's try this.
Shapeshifters. I have no doubt you heard of them. Everyone has at one point. Werewolves, vampires, the million variations we have yet to discover. The idea of living alongside those creatures is fascinating. But what if you are one? My name is Sunny, and I am a shifter.
My name is Sunny. I am a shifter. Cool. Right on, like Donkey Kong. Always a werewolf, never a werefrog.
Well, safe to say, there were millions of variations that were yet to be discovered, so who knows? You might be the first.
Oh, yeah. That's a good point. Right on.
Never say never, Froggy.
All right. All right. So I think we will bring this to a close. I wanted to thank everyone for joining us today. Thanks to everyone in chat. You guys freaking rock. Thanks to everyone who watches this on replay. And thanks most especially to our very special guest, Sikatini. of Dragon Multimedia LLC.
It was a pleasure to be here, and it's great chatting to everybody. Thanks again for watching, everyone.
I'm going to give you the floor here. Would you share with the world how you can be found on social media?
You can find me at DragonMultimediaLLC.com. All my social media is linked there, but in case there's an issue, you can check out the YouTube, Dragon Multimedia LLC. You can check out my Twitter, Dragon Multi LLC. You can also check out Facebook, Dragon Multimedia LLC. I created a new Facebook page for project updates. And if you want to stay up to date, check out the email list. You can sign up via Indiegogo or the website, which once again is DragonMultimediaLLC.com. Thanks again for sticking by me, and thanks for sending all your great feedback as well. I really appreciate it.
Nice. And let's see here. Now that I'm done eating breakfast, the stream is over. Hello. Wait a minute. You're supposed to make breakfast and eat it in front of the stream while you're watching to or listening to the stream.
What do you know? Greg might be doing that, and he's just trolling.
Oh, yeah. Could be. Dragon Twitters. Absolutely. Don't forget to reach out to Brain Cage about that stream.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, do as much promotion as you can on this so that you get off to a good launch when you do go live. When are you going live again?
We were looking at April, but with things going on right now, me having to take a little week break to check on my cousins, make sure that everything is good. We're looking at April, May, but I don't want to prejudge anything to a date where we can't reach, because one of the big things is that we delayed it until we just said screw it and launched it in August. So that was not a good decision, since if you ask me, we did rush it a little bit, so we shouldn't have rushed it as much. Especially, I shouldn't have rushed it as much, honestly, since I'm the one that really was pushing for it. So, if we don't hit March or April, I wouldn't be surprised. But right now, I'm focusing on getting issue 1 done before I make any TBA dates or anything that I know we can make.
Oh, okay. All right. Let me see. And check out the website for Dragon Multimedia LLC. I did eat in front of the screen, but I didn't cook while watching.
That is true.
I don't know. With technology as it is, you can set up a rig so you prop your phone up while you're cooking. Greg
probably knows that, but
Dragon YouTube, the Book of the Faces. The Book of the Faces. And just bear in mind that you can have a pre-launch page up for 6 months. And then at that 6-month mark, you need to either go live or take it down, or they'll take it down for you.
Oh, I fully understand.
And if you don't back up your mailing list, you'll lose it.
One of the things I definitely do is I put all the emails that are on the mailing list onto what I use for a mailing list, OmniSend. So I've been doing that with the Indiegogo. I've been doing that with the current pre-launch page. I'm making sure that it's all backed up, just in case.
Cool. Yeah, maybe periodically back up as well. How are you doing on your sign-up page so far? Is it doing pretty well? Are you getting a lot of interest?
Let's see. As of right now, we have 12 addresses.
Okay. Let me see.
Though on the normal mailing list, which includes the one from before, let's see how that one is doing. Because sometimes those who sign for the site just go directly to the mailing list there.
Oh, okay. All right.
As of right now, we have 73 contacts on the email list.
All right. I don't have technology. I have poverty. Oh, dang. Later, guys. Take it easy.
Later, Greg.
All right. Sweet.
So I do thank everyone who's already signed up. And if you do want to sign up through either the Indiegogo or the website.
Indeed. And yeah, check it out. Go to the go to the campaign page, as is available on the throughout the stream, as well as the pinned comment. And here it is again here in the stream. Sign up, get behind the scenes looks and exclusive perks. You can find me at the usual haunts, Twitter at WyzGyz Tweets, at YouTube WyzGyzEntertainment, where WyzGyz is one word, WyzGyz, and Twitch WyzGyzEntertainment, all one word, spelled out. Thanks, everyone. Please like, comment, subscribe, mark the bell for notifications, indicate all notifications so you don't miss a single video or stream. And we will see you next time. Bye.
Take care, everyone.
Final guest that is the only person below White Holiday in the Comicsgate phone book. It's my favorite failed clone of Peter Sammetti. The YouTube how you doing, Conrad? Welcome to the show.